Good afternoon and welcome back. And yes, we are still going to be at Ipswich, at least for another season. I've got a throat lozenge in my mouth again. Thought it might have finished by the time we started, but it hasn't. So do bear with me. Still have this sore throat, but we're ploughing on. Lack of ideas, basically. I didn't really know what to do at the end of that season, and then thought it wasn't a bad season after all. Finished in 11th, semi-final of the Europa League. Not a bad season. The club vision for this season is to reach the Europa League. So, it also says avoid... why is maybe that is for last season, is it? Because it's saying reach the Europa League proper. So perhaps we are in the Europa League. And then avoid relegation from the Premier League. That's all we have to do. I don't know what be competitive in the FA Cup means. I guess if you don't lose 5-0, then you're okay. I think we are doing okay. We're on course with everything. The budgets were set. Only 54 million and 1.5 in terms of wage budget. We're already, our committed spending is 1,000,003, nearly 1,000,004. So we're already up there. So I don't know really. In terms of the tactic, I think we have to maybe try something a little bit different. I was thinking that if we can find somebody who can play a libero, and then against weaker teams, we can push this libero up into midfield. Then we'd have inverted fullback on this side, and we'd have an inverted fullback on this side, which would create a back three. And then the libero's free to wander up into midfield. I don't know. Maybe we could do it somewhat differently in terms of make him support back to where he was. Maybe we could do it differently and have an inverted wing back on this side on attack, so that he's going to come up into midfield, even up into these areas. And then have him as an inverted fullback, and then those three can then drift and form a back three. I don't know. Good morning, Steve. I just feel like I want to mix it up a little bit, but I think we're going to have to if we go for the libero option, we're going to have to bring in a very good libero, or someone at least who can play that way. I also am looking at the squad. It's not the greatest squad in the world, and the way that I look at this is to use the tactics board. And so I've set up what I think is going to be my first team, and then we have a bunch of players there who are supporting the first team. These I intend to let go. There's really not much point in these boys being around. Hurst wants a new contract. He's not going to accept being a squad player and reserved to Luca, so he's going to end up going. Cole Palmer's going back to Chelsea. The optional fee for him is 59 million. I don't think he did enough last year to warrant me spending my entire budget on him. Players like Sosa, Nico Valentine and Connor Chaplin really shouldn't be in the squad anyway. So things to do in the transfer window, but we just want to move on. I'm just confused about this Europa League. We finished in 11th. We are not in the Europa League. I think that's from last season. So we'll just quickly go through this. The new arrivals. Luca did well. Palmer 7.09, but I don't think he's good enough to warrant a 59 million fee. Mixed results. We had a bad time January and February. which is kind of strange because I would have been expecting us to play quite well because there was no Europe at that time. But we had some good results, including a 6-1 victory over Beşiktaş. We beat Everton 5-1. Goal of the season was Diallo. He's one that I really don't know about. Can we see that goal, I wonder? Because I can't remember it. But we lost 2-1. Straight from the kick-off, is it? No, it's up here, isn't it? Or is it this one? Maybe we can't see it. No, I don't think we're going to be allowed to see that. But Diallo got the goal of the season. Financially, we're okay. Not much to worry about. And that, according to my assistant, is the best team. And he's not far short of what I put out. Hartel, maybe. Fernandez. Not really much to look at here. So we did well. We reached the semi-final of Europa. Did fairly well. It was a job well done. People are saying it was a job well done. And I agree. I think it was a job well done. Despite my pessimism at times, it was a very good job. But here we go with a new vision. Avoid relegation. Of course, that's all we have to do. And that's something that we should be able to do. Play attacking football. Play possession football. Hi, Jobby. How you doing? Play possession football. Make the most of set pieces. Play high tempo pressing football. I don't think we are playing high tempo pressing football. We're not pressing, but they're pleased because we don't press, but we do trigger press. So maybe we're just about in that. Well, this is going to be easy. I'd like to talk to about the Premier League. Mid-table. I'm confident we can avoid relegation, and they're pleased with that. So we'll just move on. I have nothing else to talk about. So that was a fairly easy meeting. Weaknesses. The squad depth, I'll agree with that. The squad isn't the best in terms of teamwork. Not good jumpers. Isn't the best goalkeepers. There's a lot of weaknesses. Composure. So we just really have to get... let's go to China. Some good teams in China at the moment. And we can try out some of these new things that we're thinking about. So it's going to be... This episode is just going to be transfer window stuff. I've got my eye on a couple of players, and we'll just have a look at those players in a minute. If we go and have a look. This guy, Bayer, he's 29 to 34 million, looks decent. Probably will be a good advance forward. I really need to get rid of Hurst and then possibly bring him in. He can rotate with Luca. Looks decent. I still got my eye on this guy, the 17-year-old. I'd really like to get him in if it's at all possible. And so we will make a bid for him at some point. Fairly cheap. And I think he's a very, very good player. He's as good as what we've got at 17 years old. I think he's a very good player. The other one I'm looking at, his finishing is poor. Apart from that, but he would make a very good winger. an inside forward, make a very good inside forward out there. Fits the under 23 just about that were required. I would like to bring in a midfielder if I can. Tyler Morton of Liverpool jumps out, 32 million. He would certainly strengthen our midfield. And then we're looking at Avduyalu. Now, his best position is a playmaker, but not seeing his passing and vision at this point. But he's 22 years old, fits the bill as well. So looking at some players, the problem is defence. And although there are some decent players around, and we will need a goalkeeper at some point, and he is a very good goalkeeper for this level. Expensive, though. Mosquero, obviously, is a very good player. But I'm looking more players like this. He could play as a libero on defend. 25 years old. He's got good mentors in terms of nothing stands out apart from work rate, but across the board they're pretty decent for what is needed. Could play as a libero. I don't know. We'll see how the off-season. Carrillo wants to leave. I think he is in my first team, so he will need to come out. And that means that Unavar will need to come in here and Ryan Gould onto the wing. So looking at filling in this left side, I'm quite hopeful about Morstat as well. He looks decent. I mean, I don't know where he's come from, but he looks like quietly he might develop into a good player. If we can give him game time, he might develop into a good player. Just might. So we'll just move on a little bit, see what happens in terms of players that are listed that do want to leave. I don't want to jump into the transfer window straight away, and that's not my style. I would rather wait. And we'll set up some friendlies. The China trip is always good, because there are some very good teams up in China. And this is international duty. Noel Atom, 21-year-old centre-back. Again, another player who could develop into a very, very good player and very cheap for a 21-year-old. So he could probably go onto the short list as well. I think I'd like to bring in a couple of youngsters into the team. I do know that we have one or two centre-backs who are wanted. Harwood Bellis, for example, is wanted, but he's not the greatest centre-back in the world, and so wouldn't do any harm to let him go and spend some money on a better one. Korea, obviously, is a very good player. 31 years old, though. He doesn't fit the bill. In terms of scouting, Helena Costa has got scouts pretty much doing the business. Brazil, Argentina, France, Spain. 15 to 22s, Europe and Germany. So she's got scouts out and about. I trust her to find players. Always have. She's one of the best director, what do you call it? Head of scouting. What is she called? What is the head of scouting called? Helena Costa, the chief scout. She's one of the best chief scouts that I've come across in this game. So I'm going to let her do her thing. She's probably better than I am. We'll keep it. Can we do worldwide? Yes, we can. We'll go worldwide. We do have enough money. And it's like keeping players that we want to keep and letting go players that we don't want to keep. I think, want to start transfer listing some of these players who really are not part of my plans. Woody Williamson is a third choice goalkeeper, and he's already transfer listed. We'll offer him out. He's not worth much money, just want to get rid of him. He'll probably end up in the reserves. If Sola, for me, he's just a fringe player using up space in the squad. And we need to transfer list him. He is listed. He's not worth much money, but we need to get his wages out. A lot of these players I've already done. Sosa, he's transfer listed as well. Not worth much money, 4 million or so. Connor Chaplin, he's not transfer listed, but needs to be. Prefer to stay, but is open to speak. He's worth a lot of money, Connor Chaplin, and he can't get into my team. So let's offer him out as well. And Valentino, never going to make it for me. We're going to transfer list him as well. People interested in loans, I'm going to say not available for loan. Just want to get offload him off the books. And then George Hurst, this is the difficult one. I promised him that I would give him a new contract, but I don't want to give him a new contract. He's worth 28 million. So if we can get him out of the door, may not react well to being transfer listed. Can we persuade him? He's positive, and he's come to the meeting quite positive. So we're just going to find out. Yeah, he's not too happy. But that's the way it is. So he is transfer listed. It's probably going to be difficult to get rid of now, because I've upset him. So we've got some transfer listed players, and we'll see what we can pick up now. In terms of getting some of those out of the door first, that's what I want to do, and build up a pot of money. And then we can look at the squad then and decide how many players do we want, where do we want them. And if I look at the squad again, then with those players going out the door, Juan Lu, cover for the right wing, but these two did not perform at all last time. Carrillo wants to leave. I think he wants to leave, doesn't he, Carrillo? So he actually shouldn't be in there. And Morstedt, Hartel, Humphreys, Kikisalos. We do have decent cover on the bench. I'd need to fill up these 6 spots. I'd like to bring in young players. So we'll see what develops. Augsburg showing interest, 9.5 million. I'm not interested in selling him for 9.5 million. He's useful. Carrillo, Chaplin and Hurst. All hopefully going out of the door. That'll bring some money in, especially Chaplin. If we can get rid of Chaplin, that could bring some money in. Brozier, I did think about Brozier. Cheap enough, but I don't think he's good enough. I don't know what you guys think. I don't think he is actually good enough. But my scouts are saying would be a superb signing. I'm not convinced. Cole Palmer. I don't think we can keep him at the club. They're not going to allow. Yeah, he's. They're not going to allow him to stay on at loan as a loanee. That's something that FM24 did that didn't happen in FM23. In FM23, in a lot of occasions, you could actually re-sign them for another season. It doesn't happen now in FM24. I'm doing all right, Blake. How are you doing? I've still got me sore throat, and I'm still putting these lozenges down. How are you doing? You need motivation. I know, I mean, that's why I'm still at Ipswich. I'm struggling to think of something to do. So I've decided to do another season just to give me time to think of something to do that might be interesting. Brandon Williams, I might let him go. The interesting thing is, and I think he's on the short list, the interesting thing is that Leif Davis wants to leave. Leif Davis, to me, is an extremely good wing-back. Crossing and dribbling are good. His first touch is decent. His marking and tackling decent for Premier League. And we actually sold him. He wanted to leave in my first season, if you remember. And we actually sold him for 34 million. If we can bring him back for 5 million... and he's still a very, very good player at 26 years old, that would be, for me, that would be a really good signing. If he would like to come back, because I know he wants to leave. He's transfer listed. So bringing back Leif Davis would actually be quite good. So we could let Brandon Williams go in that, then as a result. And we could bring Leif Davis back in. I think Leif Davis is a better player than Brandon Williams, so why not? Hey FM, how are you doing? Yeah. Are you at work, FM? Are you at work, FM? Just taking a break for half an hour. And we're not doing anything particular. We're just going through a transfer window. I've got some ideas. I'm not sure why we want to remove them. Probably would be a good, but doesn't fit the way we want to play. Nah, he's not going to cut it for me. Neither is this guy. Good mentals and good physicals. It's just his technicals are not great. So doesn't sit well with me. So we are now in June. And when we get to the 9th, we need to start looking at some offers made for Hurst. 31 million. Offer of 20 million. That's a pretty good deal, I think. They've just offered 20 million straight up. 18.5 straight up. So I'm just going to accept this one. Give an ultimatum to Leeds. Sosa, 3.9 million. Offers made for him, 1.6, 1.4. I'm going to take the 1.4. Woody Williamson, he's not worth a lot of money. We'll just take that one. No offers for Connor Chaplin or Sola. Chaplin has agreed to go and find a new club. Selling players, of course, as you know, is the hardest thing on this game. Playing the game is easy enough. Selling players, though, is pretty difficult. And then you like the difference for the buy price and the sale price for your players is just huge. So a number of other players that are being looked at. So guys, I mean, I don't know. Tactically, the tactic has served us well. But I'm thinking of doing something a little bit different. Like maybe having an inverted fullback on this side, and then having a libero push up into the middle, supporting the midfield, and then these boys coming into a back three while we're attacking. He can then obviously come back and sit in a back four when we're defending. Or having an inverted wing back, putting this geezer on defend, and having an inverted wing back coming in here, and putting the winger on attack. Gould should be on attack anyway. So I'm not quite sure if we need to make any changes, just little technical changes at this point, or whether we go, oh God, were you delighted? Absolutely cheering in front of the TV. What a daft question. And let's see if we've done any business. Offers made for... Who's that? 19-year-old midfielder. I don't think we've got anybody out on loan that would particularly make it into the first team. Nah, they're really not good enough. So we don't have anybody who's out on loan who can come in. So we really are looking to bring in... I want to bring in young players if it's possible. The transfer window... Will there be any deals done? You never know. Signings are likely. Rumours linking Ipswich with Harrison Reed. Really? I guess because his teamwork is good. Maybe not. Maybe not. Solly March would probably be a good signing. We'll scout him. But pricey, and he's 31. Kieran Morrison, 19 years old. Possible. It's possible. Let's scout him. So let's go to China and let's do a... How do you feel this? Oh, I'm not talking about that. And upsetting players. So let's go to China. Let's organise some friendlies here. We'll start with one here. And we'll have a a game against... Oh, who shall we play? Let's not go too far. Crawley's quite near to me, so I don't want to go too far. So we'll put that one in there. And then we have the China, Beijing, Shandong, and Tianjin. And those are the ones that I normally do. And we'll just pop another one in here. Beijing can go in there. These are actually decent teams in China. And they give you a game. And one more there. Which is Shandong. And my light has got out again. I don't know why it does that. And then let's look further ahead. We'll have one there. Let's pop that in. I don't know who they are. I think they're from Iceland. And then we've got a few friendlies sorted out. Who's Raphael Turner? He's a coach, a scout. Hey Saul, how you doing? I'm good. Hope you are well too. Discuss the promise with Hurst. You're going to be sold, buddy. I mean, I could go and offer him a new deal and see if he will accept being a squad player. But I don't think he will. He wants to be an important player, and I can't do that. Let's go and see if he will accept being a squad player. We're looking at a few options. And make it clear now he's not interested. Okay, that's good. That's what I want. That's what I want. Hmm. 23 years old. 6'3". Physicals are okay. Mentals are decent. Could be. That's the kind of price that I'm looking for. So I don't know, what do you think, guys? Should we change the way we're playing at the back? Or should we just keep going and just be more attacking in terms of our play? Who is he? Luton have made an offer for Woody Williamson. Yeah, we'll take that. What is this one? Oh, okay, we'll accept that. And we've still got some... That's done. Sosa, we've accepted one, not the other. That's why we've got this. Hurst. We've accepted an offer from Wolves. No, from Leeds. That's strange. I thought I'd accepted the offer from Wolves. But I don't think we've made any money yet. A couple of players have gone out, but we haven't made any money yet. 54 million. We're still not. Offers made for Hurst. 20 million, 20 million. We'll take those. Oh, Helena Costa. A work permit for her. Could be more attacking, aggressive, but may need to make sure we have the correct player profiles. Athletic, hardworking. Yeah, I'm not quite sure I have that in this squad, which it's a shame. If we go to the comparison and look at the physicals, we just don't have the strength, the stamina, the fitness. We just don't have it throughout the squad at the moment. Our mentals are even worse. Work rate is very, very poor. That, it's a dream, to be honest. Technicals, we're a better technical team than we are a hard-working team, an aggressive team. We're not aggressive. If we even look at our aggression, we're only 12 aggression. It's absolutely so. That's what I was actually thinking last night. That when I was looking through this, we actually got to the Europa League semi-final with this team. So I would say it's not been a bad job. So, yeah, I'd like to be more aggressive. I think I'd like to be counter-pressing high up the pitch and really getting into teams, but I just don't think we have the ability to do it at this point. We could start, I suppose, bringing in hard-working. I know work rate is a big issue, and so the players we bring in, maybe we do need to have better players in terms of work rate. Who's this? Sosa. No, we're not accepting that. 825. Go jump in the river. You are not accepting 825,000. Oh, Harwood Bellis, 31 million. So do we want to get rid of Harwood Bellis? My client's preferred destination would be Al Alil. His value is about right. They're offering 25 million for him, which is about right in terms of his value. I would say let's sell Harwood Bellis. He's a good player, good at marking, and his positioning is very good. Do I think he's worth a little bit more money than that? Do I reject it? Would you keep him is the question. He's got decent passing and vision. He's probably our best centre-back. The question is, do I have anybody who can come in cheaper? See, he's going to cost much more money. He's not as good. He's younger, I suppose. But as a centre-back, he's not as good. But can play in midfield. And then this guy, Atom, who is 21 years old. I quite like the look of him. As somebody who could be a squad player. In terms of if we did sell Harwood Bellis, it wouldn't be the end of the world. So if we take, we have Sia, who can fill in there quite nicely. He is a very, very good player. So he could take that. Looked at the Costa needs to earn her salary finding those players. Actually, she's Yeah, I think I could spend time setting up in here. We set up a recruitment focus where we're looking for particular attributes. I could do that, but it would take an awful lot of time. I'm wondering, is getting rid of Harwood Bellis and pocketing 25 million going to be a good thing or a bad thing? We're only going to get 20 million of it, but it'll take us up. I'm going to make a board request in terms of increasing the transfer budget and not do anything yet. See if we get more transfer revenue. Has sensationally there's no takeover going on. Helena Costa, I'm very, very happy with Helena Costa. She's exceptional. If you're looking for a chief scout, look no further than get rid a lot of better defenders. He didn't show up when we needed him last season in Europe. I absolutely agree, which is why any of these players, I'm pretty sure that for 20 mil we can replace him. But we do have Sia and we do have Salas. Salas is a squad player, a fringe player, who isn't that bad. Looking at his attributes, he's not that bad. So we do have cover, and I'm pretty sure if we got a young centre-back in there to develop, that would be better. And I really think that we should get rid of... we should sell Harwood Bellis. But I want to see if the board first increase the... Brentford have made a 20 million bid for Hurst. So we'll accept that. But I can't see Hurst accepting it. I just think he's going to play silly buggers. Williamson set to sign for Luton. And then we should have a pot of, if we sell those two, we've got a pot of about 100 million. But why aren't the board coming in letting me know? I've missed it, have I? No, they still haven't let me know. Normally they let you know within a few days, but the board are not speaking to me about it. And that's because we've got those offers on the table. Sosa set to sign for San Lorenzo. So we are getting rid of those players. Yes, we've got an increase in the transfer revenue. So that is good. It's gone up to 90%. So Hurst has gone. And hopefully Hurst has gone. So 23 million plus 18 million, 40 million. We'll have 100 million in the bank if we sell those two players. So I am going to accept the offer for Harwood Bellis of 25 million. Let's just check it is up front. Yeah, so we're going to accept that offer. And with him and Hurst gone, that will put our pot up. We can start thinking about replacements. Hartel set for a move to Hayden. Bournemouth now have come in. Only a loan. That's who Hurst wants to go to, but I'm not prepared to just loan him out. I want to sell him. Loaning him out, he's not going to come back into the team. And Luca is going to be the number one forward. Morstat is probably a good backup, because if we're not in Europe, then Luca can play most of the games, providing he's not injured. He can play most of the games. Can Uzan, of course, is someone we'd be very interested in. we'll put him on the short list. He's something obviously we'd be interested in. And a 33-year-old goalkeeper, 23-year-old goalkeeper, who is very, very good. So obviously he's going to cost too much money though. And then there's this Ngala, 23 years old, 20 million. I'm not sure about him. Pacey goal scorer, 32 million. Very nice too, but we haven't quite got that kind of money. Labrovich, goalkeeper. Yeah, he would be a good signing, but it's about how much money we've got. Hurst has gone to Southampton. So now we just need to get rid of Howard Bellis, Carrillo, I don't think there's any interest in Carrillo, is there? Just one Saudi club. That would be a little bit of money coming in. Connor Chaplin. Now there's interest, but only in a loan. I think his transfer value is too high. We'll offer him out again, unspecified. A lot of this is saying that they haven't got the money yet. "20 years old, 15 million. Plays across the front line. Centre mid as well. Looks good. Looks good. Work rate though, again. We're really short on work rate. But he does look good. His positioning's a bit off, but that's a defensive trait anyway. 20 years old, this boy has got something. Definitely. $15 million. Good price. So we're starting to build up some quality players here, and that's why I'm not rushing, because if you rush and buy him, somebody better will come along, and you'll regret. FM is very good at making you panic, making you think, oh, I've got to buy him now. Have we got, when is this coming up? 17 days. Got a recruitment meeting coming up. Does anybody understand those recruitment meetings? I haven't got a clue what they're about. It's just like, I went to one or two, and I can't figure them out at all. I haven't got a clue what they're on about. What am I supposed to do in there? Does anybody know how to deal with those recruitment meetings? I mean, she is doing her job, that woman. So this is 15 to 22, is it? Who is this geezer? 18 years old. Striker. Not bad for those three. Off the ball is pretty poor, though. These are obviously good players. Luke Harris, 21. Teamwork, work great, poor. Ah, boy. That Echeverry kid. Did I shortlist him? Echeverry. I gotta try and find him again now. Echeverry. Oh, let's see if we can find him. He did turn up, didn't he? That Echeverry. Is that him? Claudio Echeverry. That's him. I mean, he's a super player for 20 years old. Just lacks stamina, lacks strength. Needs to work on stamina. But yeah, you're right. He might. I mean, if we can get him in on loan, he would be a super player. Let's just have a look at his transfer status. He's listed for loan. Let's see if we can get him in on loan. Went 105th Cup, blimey. The total amount for that would be 42 million. No, that's a future fee. Total cost of the loan will be up to 7.25 million. I think that would be a pretty decent price for him. I wonder if we can get this down a little bit. 100k. $210k. Now they don't want to shift from that. Let's see if we can get down a little bit. Maybe. Total cost of the loan now, 4.2 to 6.5. They've gone for that. I'm fairly happy with that. 6 million. Yeah, you're right. He does seem like he's a decent player. We're struggling to get rid of Connor Chaplin and Carrillo. Carrillo, I don't mind if he stays, to be honest. He's a good player, and if we can't sell him, I'll move him back into the squad. He's a good player, so he can then come in here and they can switch over. Attacking wise, we're not looking that bad. It's here, you can see where we are struggling. Probably need to bring in a right winger. Juan Lu isn't much better than Diallo. I don't know, this is a tricky one. I'm just wondering about those two. Diallo probably wants to play further forward. That is probably the problem with Diallo, is that he wants to play much further forward. And we're probably guessing Juan Lu wants to play further back. So he wants to be a wing back, possibly a full back. So that's the problem with those two. So if I can bring a winger in, then Juan Lu can go and be a fullback. Harwood Bellis will be gone, of course. So hopefully we'll get one over the line before we start playing friendlies. And then we'll look, once we get that one over the line, because we've still got to actually sell Hurst and Howard Bellis. Hurst has gone. We need Howard Bellis out. At the moment we've got 71 million. Howard Bellis has gone. 23 million will be added. Should I make... We're parting on fairly decent. You've been a fantastic servant to me. Just lie through my teeth. So he's gone now. So we have 94 million in the bank. 94 million with which to play for. We've parted with 6, so we've still got 88 million. What can I say to them? Needs to be an element of trust. Wasn't an easy decision, but be patient. We've got a plan, I think. So we've done some business here. I'm quite pleased that we've got 94 million. I mean, yeah, if we look at what we've got now, that is the first team. Remembering that we're only going to be playing like 38 games and whatever games we play in the Cup and the League Cup. That's it. So we don't need a huge squad. So that is the first team at the moment. And I'm looking here that we seem to be quite weak in this area. We also like Humphreys. He's a decent player. Hartel. They do cover for these two positions. So we have cover. We have Morstedt who can cover here or here. Left back cover. Right and left back cover. Juan Lu, right back cover. Left wing cover. So we've got pretty much cover for all the positions on the pitch. But it's where we think, and I'm looking here, and I'm thinking this is okay, but I'm thinking we need a couple of 4-star players in here. We need to maybe strengthen the spine. So I'm looking at central defender, a midfielder, possibly who can play both roles, who's got good work rate, can tackle and can mark, and then a striker coming in. And we've got 94 million to do it. What do you think? What do you guys think in terms of strengthening? I think we need the spine to be strengthened. We've got plenty of cover here, plenty of cover here. We need a winger, I think, a midfielder, a forward, and a central defender. I want to, this guy, I want to play him more. 22 years old. I think that I want to see if he can become a good player. For me, he's got a chance. We got Timon and who's the other one on the left? Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams, of course, I think wants to leave, doesn't he? Or is wanted. He's wanted. Hey Neil, how you doing? Find a beast of a centre mid DM, big and strong, but technically good. I do like. I mean, I've got to admit, you're probably gonna think, no way, what is he on about? I'd like to get Leif Davis in. If I can get Leif Davis in for 4.9 million, I think that would be a coup. And I kind of like this guy, or this one. I don't know why I like him. 21 years old. I think he's, like, his physicals and mentals are not bad. They're not brilliant, but he's gonna get there, I think. So I kind of like him, and he's cheap. He's dirt cheap. And I have 3 centre backs already. If I bring him in and develop him, he's got jumping reach of 18. If we can develop this guy, I mean, I know you're going to think I'm absolutely bonkers, but he does have potential, I think, at 21 years old. Oh, but this is like, if we put him as a centre mid on defend, he is, like, you're going to think I'm bonkers, because he's not quite developed yet, and you can see from these mentals, but these mentals will grow. It's whether or not we can improve his technical ability. His physicals will also grow as he gets older. He's 6'4", and he's a big boy. He's not developed yet, that's all. And I know you think I'm absolutely daft. And then there's Angolo, who is a DM plus a centre mid. Good work rate, or decent work rate. Positioning is good. He's very brave. He's got the attributes for me, but he's a bit more expensive. He wants to play, his favoured position is a stopper. But he has a bit of pace, but not too much. Doesn't enjoy big matches, yeah. And every game for Ipswich is a big match, so I'm kind of like looking at this Neil Atom. He may not be the finished article. Leif Davis, let's have a look what his salary is. Well, he might have to come down with his salary. Yeah, 475 a week. So I would like to bring him in, but I haven't got that kind of money. What have I got in wages now? I got 200,000 to spend. So yeah, Leif Davis is never going to accept the kind of salary that we can offer. I don't know. Let's move forward a little bit. So I'm not panicking as yet. I'd like to get a few players in. Echevarri is the guy we've made a loan bid, haven't we? Is that the guy we made a loan bid for? Yeah. Confirmation. What does that mean? It means Manchester City have confirmed it. And he is set to move. So that's a good bit of business, I think. So if we can get young players in here who are talented, and he is good. He's a good player. Happy to complete a move with such a good squad option. I think he's more than a squad option. I think he will become a very important player. So if we go and move him in now. So we've now got a squad of 21 players. 21. So we're building up a squad. We don't need much more than 23, 24. And I'd like to strengthen here down the spine. We definitely need a striker. And we definitely need a good centre-back. possibly as good as these two or even better. So I don't think we're doing that bad. So has that come off the... We still got 93 million, because of course the loan will be paid over the course of the season. To recruitment meeting, I've got no idea what goes on in here. Absolutely no idea. Has anybody ever been in there and understood? Connor Chaplin, loan. No, we're not going to accept a loan. It doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of interest in him, but it's all for a loan. Always decline them. These meetings, I've got absolutely no idea what goes on. And I went to a couple, but I didn't understand them at all. Like, what's this about? They just took me to different screens that didn't really say anything at all. So at the moment we've got a squad of, what did I say, 21. So we need to get it up to about 24. And by strengthening the spine, that would do it. And if we look at what we've done already by bringing in Echeverry, oh boy, I think he's a first team player. So not very brave though. Runs with the ball through the centre, so he's probably here he's going to play. I think he's a first team player. And Carrillo out on the wing. I do. I think he's a first team player. I want to play a game. Who is Munz? I don't think we want him, do we? We'll reject that. Oh, he's joined. Or cancelled. I don't think he's quite what I'm looking for. I missed that one. That's one of the director of footballs. Carrillo. Feels more effort should be made to sell him. Okay, let's make an effort. No interest. Okay, so rumoured interest from Saudi. So let's have a look at I'm going to have a look for... Let's start with a striker. Oh, Leonardo. Leonardo, is he worth it? Can Uzan... Yeah, Can Uzan would be definite to bring in. Why is the midfielders in with the strikers? I only want striker. But we got midfielders in here. Although Danilo would be a good buy. Not quite as what I'm looking for. Tyler Morton. is more what I'm looking for. Tyler Morton would be good coming in. I wonder if I can get him on loan. He's listed for loan. I think he would be a decent player to bring in on loan. Do you think so? Gravenberch, probably too expensive, Joe. But Can Uzan would be a good Carrillo replacement. And Tyler Morton, I think, would be an excellent. Could play both roles. Tyler Morton would be a very, very good player to bring in. If we can bring him in on loan, that would be awesome. Let's try and bring him in on loan. Cannot loan this player as the squad must have too long. Okay. We can't do it at the moment. Not until Cole Palmer leaves. And then there's Velasco, who is just a false 9, but can play as an advance forward. Cheap. And can play across that line. Yeah, Morton would be a good deep line playmaker. I don't think this guy is what I'm looking for. Gravenberch, 37 mil. Centre mid, really. Isn't cutting it really, though, for me. I was expecting him to be better than that. And then, of course, João Pedro, but probably too expensive. And then a player I've come across before, Samuel Ling. But he's never done it for me before. Whenever I've signed Ling, he's never done it. Badgertich, of course, is a very good player. And does become a very, very good player. But not quite ready yet. Delap. Liam Delap. Emega from Strasbourg. Liam Delap. I don't think so. What was that guy's name? Emega. Expensive, but looks a good player. Teamwork, not great. Vision, not great, which put me off. Work rate, not brilliant either. But those really good. He must be a tall, yeah, 6'5". He looks quite decent. Expensive. Marquinhos. Who's this guy? Midfielder. Not my cup of tea, that one. So why hasn't it... Let's do this again. Striker. No, it's putting them all in there. It's going back to this guy, Velasco. "23 years old. Again, no teamwork. But as an advanced forward, he doesn't need teamwork. He just needs to be banging the ball in the net. But I don't know. Not really sure yet how to divide this 90 million up that we've got. Not quite sure. If we can sell Chaplin, we'll have more money again. which will give us maybe 110 million. Who is he? Coming in to work for Helena. So we're almost at the point where we are going to play a game. So am I going to change the tactic is the question. I'm going to become more positive. Board meeting to discuss club improvements. To increase the wage budget for physiotherapists. I have tried before saying I think it'd be better off investing the money elsewhere, and then they just turned me down. So we'll just say, yeah, let's have more money for the... Prioritise the DM, then maybe the centre-back, then the striker. What have we got in terms of a DM? I like Tyler Morton, to be honest. I really like Tyler Morton. Nice deep line playmaker. He's got a bit of tackling, a bit of marking. Chotard. Yeah, Chotard I had in my Bayern Munich side. He's an excellent player. Sean Longstaff, Badgertich will become a very good player, but I don't know if he's ready yet. But he becomes a very, very good DLP, Badgertich. Gravenberch, of course. Tyler Morton is the one I keep coming back to. Moscardo is also a very good player, but just an anchor. He is a very good player and also is a very good centre-back. And there's Bayek, who always comes up in my saves. Oliver Skip is a budget-friendly option. But are we looking for a budget-friendly option, or are we looking for someone who's going to take that position by the scruff of the neck? And I really want someone who's got really good passing. I've got like Hartel and Fernandez, who are of that standard anyway. It's got to be somebody who's going to be better. And Tyler Morton is the one I keep coming back to. Good passing, good vision. Mentals are very good. Good first touch, excellent technique. He's the one that I keep coming back to. He's also a free kick taker and a corner taker. I think probably a good young, already developed, lowerish wage. I just keep coming back to him. And I just wonder if we can get him in on a loan deal. But we'll have to wait until Cole Palmer leaves. So when does Cole Palmer leave is the question. Should be leaving very soon. Oh, ha ha ha! We've been offered an interview with Manchester United. I don't think so. After what we went through, I don't think we want to go to Manchester United. So we've just we've just had torment with them, and Sevilla. Oh, well, Sevilla would be interesting, has to be said. Could we get those boys off the top? So they're actually in 13th. Got any good players that I know of? Probably would be an interesting challenge. It's close to where you live, Saul, is it? Well, I mean, what do you think? Should I run away from Ipswich, or should I stay with Ipswich and see what we can make of Ipswich? That one definitely run away from. But Sevilla would be a very different challenge. Unseating Real Madrid, Barcelona. Be tough. Should I go to the interview at least, or will Ipswich get upset? Well, let's have a look at my contract. My contract runs out 27, so in a year's time. So it might make them come in with a new contract for me. Stick with Ipswich. I kind of think that you're right. Let's stick with Ipswich. So we've declined interviews. Why did you decline Manchester United? Because I had a dreadful time last time. I don't feel it was the right thing to do. My circumstances wouldn't have allowed me to go forward with them. I didn't have any interest in taking up their offer. I felt it was better to wait for something better to come along. I have no interest in leaving my job. I'm happy where I am. That should make the Ipswich board happy. Although they haven't said anything. So I've got money burning a hole in my pocket here, and I just don't. I really am struggling. And the first one I want to bring in, I think, is Tyler Morton. If I can get him in on a good loan, that frees up more money. Who's Adebayo? Oh, he's no good. Yeah, get rid of him. It would kind of if I can get Morton in on a loan. So when does Palmer's loan ends next week? And then I can look at getting Tyler Morton in. He's the one that I go back to all the time. Then right midfielders, always difficult. Yep, you're right. And I thought I'd found two good ones there, but they were terrible. And that's why I'm kind of thinking, if I give them another chance, will they improve this season? Because they were absolutely dreadful last season. So if I give them another chance, let's see Palmer off, and then we will make a bid for Tyler Morton. I mean, I don't want the squad to be too big, because then with only 46 or 47 games, they're going to be difficult to manage. And there's no reason why they shouldn't be playing all the games, these players. The first team should, I would expect them to want to play all the games. So I don't want a squad that's too big. Oscar Gluck, yeah, is a very good player. I've had him in my squad once before. Joe, can't remember which team I had him in. Very, very good player. At least in FM. Sometimes FM players are better than they are in real life. But I don't know what he's like in real life. But sometimes FM players are better. I don't even know why any of these are there. Stanich and Sia still on international duty. Let's auto select. I like going on to China they get some good games in China. Crawley are a good team, aren't they? Wing play. That makes that easy. But actually, because it's Crawley, we're just going to play with a higher line, just because it's Crawley. What was that? Valesco. See, sometimes in social media, you can find a decent player. But we knew about him anyway. 11 million. And what they're saying is, how much? Sell, sell, sell. It's daylight robbery. He's an Arsenal boy, is he? Played 29 times, 14 goals, 7.18 average rating in Scotland with Rangers. He's listed for loan, but lots of teams are looking to sign him, including Celtic. Decent free agents. We can have a look. I quite like the look of this guy. I think he's already on my short list. I quite like the look of him as a striker, a backup striker, but also a winger, inside forward. He's got good finishing, can dribble, can cross the ball. I quite fancy him as an inside forward. Decent player. 11.5 million. That is just like daylight robbery for someone of this talent. So quite like the look of him. I wish he could play on the right wing. That would be good. So let's have a look if there's any where do we find the price? Transfer status. So we go unattached. Nothing there. I can't remember what. Oh, there it is. And then let's say expiring in 1 year. Nothing. I mean, we can have a look at. We can have a look at. If we go. Let's go to edit search. Where are we? Scouted players. Right wingers. And then let's go transfer value. There's not much looking at the right wingers in terms of their transfer value. not much at all. How do I get that back now? There's a fact it's messed that up completely. I don't know how to get that back now. Get rid of that. Right wingers, yeah, they're a premium, aren't they? Yeah, you can see they're very hard to find. Nothing in terms of right wingers. So those two possibly would have to. We take that out. There's nothing. There's nobody available for free of any value. Some cheapies, including Marquinhos, who's a right winger. So Marquinhos can play as this right winger, but I don't know if he's just the same. He looks the same to me as the other two. Yeah, you're right. They are very, very difficult to find, those boys. Very difficult to find. Okay, let's press on. I do think that Diallo and Juanlu cannot play as badly this season as they did last season. That cannot be possible. So I'm just thinking, do we give them another season? I think it's more important that looking at this spine needs to be improved. We brought in Echeverri. I think he improves that position. I might be wrong. He's young, but I think he's ready. And I think if we bring in a good centre-back, a good DLP, who can also play in the centre mid, I think we've pretty much strengthened where I want. That will leave us money to bring in a striker. Luca is a good striker, and he should be able to play 40 games. Without any doubt, he should be able to play 40 games, which will only leave 8. The only problem is if we've only got one striker and a young backup, he's going to get injured. CEO would be a better choice of captain. We won't make that choice yet. Good finisher. Morstead, teach him to place shots. What's his composure? Good flair. Vision is good. So he could, and technique isn't bad, he could place shots. But he's got, likes to lob the keeper. I'm not going to teach him that. Simpson's transfer call. What? Oh, okay. Is now out of contract. Steve Ball, the technical director. Do I want to keep him? I don't see why not. He's decent. I think I'll go with that. I don't see why we'd want to get rid of him. Brandon Williams, set to expire. 27. We don't need to panic with him yet. Steve Johnston. Tyler Morton, day to day. Palmer's expired. Yeah, Palmer expires now. No, we'll just delay that. I don't even know who he is. Castile's work permit is, I think so. We're all expecting it to be a formality. I'll probably put the kibosh on it. Carrillo feels... What do you want me to do? Nobody's interested. I've asked you to have a look. Let's offer him out again. What do you want me to do? He wants to stay on as captain. But he's not even in my plans. I've asked them both to get out there and find themselves a club. Come on, when is Palmer leaving? No, he's still not going. Oh yeah, he should be going today. He should be gone. Palmer loan finishes. Who is he? He's trying to fill up his youth squad. I don't think we'll bother with that. Carrillo, an offer for Carrillo. He's the one who wants to leave, isn't he? He's the boy who wants to leave. Carrillo, yeah. What's his value? 28 million. We've got an offer of 20 million. I think that's probably fair enough. I'm not going to do better than that, I don't think. We'll bring in 15 million. Sosa's gone. Does that give me more money? Not really. Castiles, don't offer a new contract. Hartel, don't offer a new contract. He's not good enough. Brandon Williams, left back or right back. I like players who can play on both sides, but the new contract, he'll probably want to be an important player or something like that. What is he at the moment? He's an important player. Maybe I can bring him down. Yeah, let's have a look. How happy is he? Agreed playing time squad player. He's happy. No current concerns. So do I want to upset the boat here with him? Players to loan. Okay. No, I don't want to make players important players. They'll go and ask for pay rises. So let's go and make an offer for Tyler Morton. Let's see if we can bring him in. Tyler Morton should be tested in a different environment, therefore would prefer not to loan the player to Ipswich. What was the last one? So 100,000, 250,000. Buy him, 32 million. We'll just try and loan him for now. That uses up a huge chunk. Although, we could do it on the Never Never, couldn't we? 32 million. Let's go 20 million. And let's add 20 million. Whew. They want 60 million for him. Alright, that's got to come down. 25. Let's go 25 and 25. Okay, so that's 25 mil. I think that's pretty useful. Oh, he's not interested. Oh, we're not good enough for him, are we? Not good enough for Tyler Morton. Alright, okay, so that changes everything then, doesn't it? We're still looking for that elusive DM. Still looking for that elusive DM. That really good player. Oh, who is that really good player? Danilo? Is that the really good player? He's not my deep line playmaker though, is he? Gravenberch, we know Morton's out of the picture. Chris Rigg, tick interested in transfer or loan. Let's look transfer. Okay, let's go loan. Bajcetic is available for a loan. He's an exceptional player. Hey Gavin, how are you doing? He could become a very, very good player, whether he's ready or not. 13 and 12, he's not ready to be. But that's the point of loaning them, is you develop them. We did develop Palmer quite a bit. I don't know. Is he ready to come into this Ipswich team? Or are we looking for somebody a bit better? Andre Santos, 22 years old. Better. Good tackling, good marking, has a good first touch, good technique. Mentals are decent and he's physically decent. Vicente Pizarro. Is he in my list? Let's take that off. Is Pizarro in my list? I can only actually sign players who turn up in my list, unfortunately. Otherwise, I could just go and find my DLP without any problem. The DLP is elusive. We can go and have a look at let's have a look at Manchester United. He's a good Segunda Volante. If you play him as a Segunda Volante, he's quite a good player, McTominay. But he's not a DLP, unfortunately. So let's go to their under-21s. Finley McAllister. No, he's not what I'm looking for. Just looking for names I know. Not really. Not really. So we are still looking for that elusive DM. There's Sangara. Nottingham Forest, but he's not complete by any imagination. And I wouldn't pay 47 million for him. Moscardo, 20 years old. Lot of development yet to do, but looks like he can become a very good player. Moscardo. He was in the Bayern Munich team that I was managing when I was on holiday. Very good player. Gravenberch is a centre mid rather than... can play as the deep line playmaker. But I don't even know if he's as good as... he's as good as some of the players that I've got. So is he as good as, let's say, Hartel, for example. Gravenberch is much better than Hartel. And who else do I have? Fernandez. Fernandez is probably as good, just not quite as technical as Gravenberch, but as good and better defender than Gravenberch. I mean, the aerial matters not a jot. Technically, Gravenberch is just a bit better. Attacking-wise, he's a bit better. But I would play... I'm willing to bet that as a deep line playmaker, he's slightly better. Fernandez is slightly better than Gravenberch. So this DLP is going to be quite difficult to find. Let's look for a centre-back. Let's focus on a centre-back. There's probably a lot of good centre-backs available. Danilo comes up again. Bendoak, he's a forward. I'm looking for centre-backs, if you don't mind. Ah, this game is messed up. Why won't you show me centre-backs? 16 mil for Estav. "6'4". Has decent attributes. I wouldn't say that he's a brilliant player, but he's quite a decent player. He's quite strong. Physicals are good. Good pace. His composure's good. Concentration's not bad. Oh, he's for 16 million. He would be a good player. $26 million. 6'2". Decent physicals again. Mentals are a little bit better. He would be a good player. Decent player. Just at the moment, I think I just want to go and play a football match and think about that after the football match. Pacho is a beast. Pacho, we were just looking at him, weren't we? William Pacho. Yeah, I mean, he's He looks good to me. Looks very, very good. Bit pricey. 26 mil. How much have we got? 93. I really need to sell Chaplin, don't I? Do they need anybody? Good to hear you're very interested. To be honest, he really doesn't want to make the move. 25 to 31. He'll expect to be a star player. 87 to 115. Yeah, the release clauses are fine. Central preferred position as a central defender with a wide centre-back role. No, we're not playing three at the back. Yeah, I know. We need to do something in midfield. I am aware of that. So, he's a possibility, Pacho. But he doesn't really want to come. So, let's go and play a football match and see what happens. And let's take time to think about that. The other thing is, we are short up top. So, to look for a striker. When we are having trouble with... We're having trouble with the midfielder. Really difficult to find the midfielder. If we can find a striker, we can't get rid of these. Danilo is not a striker. Leonardo is not... He's good, but he doesn't look that good. Velasco keeps popping up. 11.5 million. That is a bargain. How good he is hard to... fits the club vision. How good he will be as a striker, I don't even know if that's relevant, because he's probably a better inside forward. Or even an advanced playmaker out there. Interesting. I think he's probably the one. Let's ask his agent. He's extremely keen on joining Ipswich. 12 to 15 million. His wage would be low. Striker with a false 9. We're not having that. And again, he's another one who says strengthen in midfield. I know about that. Who's this boy? Not ready yet. Nowhere near ready yet. I don't like the look of that. Ah, dear, oh dear. Who is this guy? Why have we agreed to sign him? Practical signing for the future. He can go in the under-21s then. Came in on a free, so no problem. Never be good enough. The fans. He's going in. He's going in the under-21s. Yeah, so we don't have to worry too much about him. Solar, no offers for Chaplin. But Luton are... There's a lot of teams interested. Oops. I don't want to... What did I click that for? Maybe I've got to bring this price down. I don't even know if he's worth 26 million. Let's go 20 million. My scouts don't rate him at all. The scouts do not rate him at all. Who is Aaron Kinnear? It's an interesting player. I don't think so. I don't think so, Mr. Assistant. Stanic is on international duty, is he? Well, they're on the bench, so they can come on. So we don't have a goalkeeper. No. Oh, yeah. He's international duty, isn't he? So we've got a decent bench. But I want to see McKenna, Timon, Garasibal. I'm going to pick this first team. I want to see how they play. Chaplin, a deal with 26 mil. I get very nervous in transfer windows. I always wonder, am I going to screw this up? But I don't think you can screw it up. Alan Valesco. Yeah, I am interested in signing him. Just don't want to rush. How does he fit in? Play up top, play on the left. Carrilero can come into midfield. Carrilero can play also, can drop back. He fits in really well. Yeah, it's a possibility. Thanks, Matty. Good to see you, Matty. It's a possibility, Joe, but I don't want to let him go on loan yet. I do want to make a bid for this guy. Yeah, let's go for this. He will fit into this. For 12 million, it's just too much to resist. But now you want more than 12 million? Well, that was a bit of a ruse, Arsenal, wasn't it? 12.75 million plus a couple of mil. And Chuan Lu. So I still need to do something. Velasco is very interesting, but there are currently more appealing options elsewhere. Okay. Okay. No, we're not playing a false nine up top. Yeah, I do want to strengthen the midfielders, but finalize the promises. I don't want to promise him I'm going to strengthen the midfield and then can't. I'm going to just make it worth his while. Keep the agent happy as well. Give him a little backhander. We'll make it as good as possible. Wage after international, that's fair enough. Yep, that's fair enough. But I want 15 goals. And then I'll give you 220. Yeah, that's alright. Yep, he's happy with that. But he's still considering other options. But let's go and play some football. But I've gone as high as possible I can. Who is he? I don't think so. Prince Will. I don't think so. That's Prince Will. Who is that? Ibrahimovic. Yeah, he's an interesting player. 15 million. It's just a shame that he can't play as that right winger. But a very good left winger. But I don't think... I mean, the game is giving me the chance. Do I want to come in and make a bid for him? The game is giving me a chance. 11 million. What do you think? What do you think, guys? 11 million. Would he be an improvement in the team? I mean, he'd even play as a centre mid. We put him as a centre mid on attack. He's a fairly decent centre mid on attack. He can't tackle, that is his problem. And doesn't have very good work rate. So probably is... Oh, but I've got too many left wingers. Carrillo. Humphreys can play on the left wing. Ryan Gould is a left winger. I think I've just got too many left wingers. Diallo's a left winger. Carrillo's a left winger, but he's on the way out. With Carrillo leaving, I think he's a decent player. With Carrillo leaving. Is Carrillo on the way out? Yeah, looks like. Oh, I think we're talking about 11 million. What's his wage? 39.5. It's a low wage. He's a good player. Yeah, Joe, he does look good. Low wage, 20 years old, development. I think he's a good player. And 11 million. I think the game is giving me the chance to get in here and make an offer for him. So they made an offer of 11. If I go 12.5, 17.5, 15.75. No. Okay, let's accept that. He's worth that kind of money. With Carrillo going out, he has doubts. He wants 75 to 105. Is he good enough to be a star player? Let's go with that anyway. Let's see. Oh my good God. Let's see what he makes of that. 94. Yeah, he wants Saudi money. 94. That's a lot of money. He was on a very low wage. I'm going to walk away from that. I don't want to pay that kind of wages for a 20-year-old. Might be a bad move, but yeah, I don't want to pay that kind of money for a 20-year-old. Who's Pritchard? He's a goalkeeper. Never heard of him, but he's a goalkeeper. I've got no information on him at all. Okay. Let's go and play a football match. So, I think we should play attacking. I think we should go attacking. And yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe need another one. Let's have him on attack as well. 5 attacking roles. Let's go and attack. Zip the ball around. Let's work it into the box. Higher line, yeah. They're not going to be that good. Okay, let's go and attack them. That at the moment looks like my first team. But we can always improve on that. Yeah, it's a shame about Leif Davis. If Leif Davis is earning 475,000 a week, there's nobody going to be bringing him in for those kind of wages. Nobody. So he's stuck there, really. And I guess that's the problem with I guess that's the problem with selling players to Saudi. If they don't like it, they're stuck with it. A lot of players in the box. Expecting to play wing play, so they will be trying to get behind me, but if they score one, they score one. Oh, what a chance. It's 2-0. I think this is going to be a rout. Oh, it was offside, was it? Crawley, though, are not a very good team, so we should be beating them quite easy. Game over already. 2 minutes gone. It's a chance for me to have a look at Echevarri. Nice pass. Timon is in form. So just it gives me an opportunity to see Echevarri play. I mean, he's the only new one I've got in there. Nice pass, though. And a Tynan thunderbolt. Let's have a look at it, how it's working out. Let's get some open play and see what it looks like. We might have to do comprehensive to get some open play. Just want to see how the tactic is looking. We've only got one back at attacking corners, which my set piece coach should be dealing with that. Come on, let's see some highlights. So we go one, there's the 4. Who's James Bell? He's the referee, is he? He must be the referee. Oh, well, they're all set pieces. So Echevarri's on the score sheet. Sharp. It looks like a decent signing, but it is only Crawley. But I want to see how the shape is. Out of possession. We've got the back four. We've got the DLP in front. Centre mid. Wingers they're all very tight. They're very tight together. In transition, what are they doing? So they've gone into that 4-2, like a 4-2-3-1 in transition. Even maybe a 4-4-2, possibly 4-4-2. As long as they've got the pitch covered, I'm happy. Looks okay. Looks okay. Oh, Luca. Hope you can do that when we play Manchester City. That's what I'll be looking for. Is Luca left-footed? No, he's right-footed. So it all looks very good at the moment against Crawley. I think we'd walk League Two. We'll do some better friendlies later on. I'd like to test them against teams like Roma or someone like that. So we played two of those, one Dutch team perhaps and one game against Italian team. Do those later on. But this looks very pleasant indeed. Yeah, the ones that I was looking at, both of them have fallen through. I've got this boy, the Arsenal boy, I forget his name. I think he's still considering the contract. Whether or not he'll come in or not, I don't know. But really, what we need to do is strengthen the midfield. We still need a centre-back. And I'm looking at... I know who I want for the centre-back role. It's just them we've got to find. We've got to find the centre mid. So it's kind of like strengthening the midfield is turning out to be the hardest thing. But if I can bring the Arsenal winger striker in, then that solves the striker. I'm looking at a very cheap centre back, and then possibly we're looking at a defensive mid, and we're looking at a right winger if we can find one. Neither of which are showing up on the scouting reports. Right wingers are traditionally hard to find. Right midfielders. Interesting that we can't find a DLP that's better. The one we did want didn't want to come. We're not good enough for him. And I think we might find a lot of that. But given the squad that we've put together, I think, as somebody said earlier on, we've done a very, very good job. Because this squad should not, looking at their attributes as a squad, they should never have been in Europe, let alone get into the semi-final of the Europa League. How many goals has Luca got now? I mean, some of these boys, like Carrillo, Fazzini, they didn't play very well. Diallo didn't play very well last season. Maybe this is their year. Maybe they're going to start to play this year. Who knows? Right, let's make some changes. How many can we change? Juanlu, Unavar, Hartel, Humphreys, it's the centre-back. Yeah, we are short at centre-back, aren't we? Which one is the most tired? Let's go Scott McKenna. Trying to think of possible RMs. Andrade, Lewis Guehem. Yeah, they've also got to show up on my list, so otherwise that can't be done. Ryan Gould can come in here. So we can actually change the entire team pretty much. We're just short of one central defender. So it is possible to actually change the entire team. So in terms of squad, it's just about improving now. The only problem I've got is Sia is very tired. I might have to put somebody on there out of position. Brandon Williams can come in there maybe. So let's do that. So let's say Brandon Williams can come on for Salas, for Sia, and then we'll put Sola. It's probably the best I can do for now. So, looking at this game, desperate for a centre-back. Oh, Joanne Liu has got himself a goal as well. So maybe these wingers, like maybe they will play this time. Currently doing Amarin's 3-4-3. Good luck with that. 3 offside goals per game. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, he was offside, was he, Joanne Liu? I just finished Amarin's 3-4-3 with United. It was an absolute torment. Absolute torment. Well, that wasn't very good defending. Mosquera from Valencia. Yeah, he is good, but he's on my list as well. He's not pricey, and he can also play as a DM. That's the good thing about him. He can also play as a DM. But he's not quite ready yet. I think he's still only 21. But he probably could come in as the fourth centre-back. But I really wanted to get a really good centre-back in, because I'm not quite sure these two are great centre-backs. And I'm not quite sure that Brandon Williams has fitted in there very well, because we've conceded 2 goals since he went to centre-back. Yeah, he's all over the place. He's not picking up his man at all. He got pulled out of position. Yeah, Brandon Williams shouldn't be playing at centre-back. But there we are. It's not done that much damage. But yeah, we shouldn't be playing. So it highlights that we desperately do need a centre-back. And that's got to be where we go first, I think. We're able to change every position on the pitch except for one of the centre-backs, which tells me we need a centre-back. Let's go and have a look. Mosquera. Pricey. I know that you guys think I'm absolutely nuts. I for some reason, I'm looking at this 21-year-old who's dirt cheap. For 21 years old, 6'4", jumping reach 18, good header of the ball, needs to become a better technical player, needs to develop his mentals, but he's only 21. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I think he looks like a very good player. His positioning was already fairly decent. Good concentration for his age. It's tough. Or there's Nagala. Nagala, who's a slightly better player. Plays as he's a DLP, but he's not much good at passing, so wouldn't really play him there. But he can play as the fullbacks as well. As a central defender, exceptional. He's 23 years old. He's got very good mentals. I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm looking at these two, Nagalo or Atom. I think that Atom will probably develop into a better player than Ngalo. 26 to 275. Let's compare him to say Scott McKenna. He's not far off being as good as Scott McKenna. He is not far off, but he's got better vision than Scott McKenna. He's more technical than Scott McKenna. Compare him with... And he's a young boy, and we're not developing young players very well. Who's the other central defender I have here. So Salas is one. Compared with Salas, I mean, he's every bit as good as Salas. Every bit as good as Salas. And the last one, compare him with... Where's my other centre-backs here? Sia is probably my best centre-back. Nothing seems to have changed. Sia is slightly better. Excuse me. I think Atom is probably going to develop better than Ngala. I would just see Atom as a good cheap player who could develop. He does have 5-star potential. And his mentors for 21 are very decent. If he develops, have a look at his personality. He's fairly professional, so he should develop quite well. Being fairly professional. So at 26k... Let's look at his scout report. Impressive jumping reach, really good in the air, playing about fairly consistent. We'll find it difficult to settle in, of course, and one-footed. So there's nothing really negative about him. He's quite a consistent player. Let's have a look at his form, if we've got any indication. Nothing there. He's only ever played 2 games, so I don't know how they know he's consistent. I just think he is someone who could be better than Ngala. Ngala's better now. Although, is he? Let's compare Ngala with Atom. So aerially, Atom is better. There's very little between them. Very little between them. Pacho, we looked at earlier. I mean, this guy Atom, I'd say he's every bit as good as Ngala. There's very little between them. Pacho, where's Pacho? So I don't know, it's a tricky one. He's a ball winner, not a deep-lying playmaker. Ollie's 38 million. Interesting. Kobe Mano, 86 million. I mean, you take someone like Kamara, and you compare Kamara with Atom. This Atom is not far off being as good as Kamara. He's not far. He's almost there. If I was just like building up his physicals, and he'd be almost there. Kamara's 28 years old, and he's 21. He's got time to build that up. I do like this Atom. I do like him. And he's cheap. Lenny Yoro, of course, we know he's a good centre-back. 39 million. If we... Oh, the lights. If we compare him with Atom, it looks to me like Atom is pretty near as being as good as Lenny Yoro. Again, it's just the physicals. A little bit of mentals to catch up on. He's almost there. And he's like the price difference between the two of them is astonishing. And he does have a 4.5 star, 4.5 star potential, and he's fairly professional. It's something I've really got to think about. The problem is, I'd like to sign him, but these two are not with Salas. They are not going to be great players in the Premier League. Yeah, it's 26k. He's only on 9k in terms of salary. I agree. He's not the answer. Dara Malik Tiao, is he in my list? I can only take from what my scouts find, unfortunately. Sign him, loan him out. I think you're right. He's too cheap to actually leave him. Even if he isn't the answer to my problem, you've got to buy him at 26k, if that's what they want for him, of course. Says 26k to 275k. I just think that in terms of long term, he is... Let's just split the difference here. Let's go, not 100 million. Let's go 125,000. Yeah, see, they're not willing to, so we'll just try and bump that down. So we got him pretty much for 350k. I just think he looks like a good player, and he compares well against everybody that we've had a look at. Even like Lenny Yoro, he compares very favourably against Lenny Yoro. Can I get him down a squad? Just try breakthrough prospect. No, wants to be a squad player. I think he's good enough to be a squad player. 22.5, probably a little bit much for me. Let's suggest that. He's gone for that. I just think he would be a good player. I don't know why, but he's not the answer. I mean, the problem that I have is midfield. It's not the centre backs as such. If we look at the team itself, it's not the centre backs. Why wasn't he included in the training camp squad? Ugh, sometimes I hate my assistant. So Salas will have to play. So that really does leave me short for the next 3 games. Why wasn't he included? It's not like we've just signed him. That's ridiculous. Maybe we'll get a chance to address that. Carrillo's on the way out. 21 million. And I don't know if that does any good at all in the game. Maybe he contacts the boys afterwards and puts in a good word for you. I don't know if doing that has any effect on the game. That kind of leaves a hole. With Carrillo gone. But it does give us a bit more money. We've got now 107 million. So we're loaded with cash, but there are no players out there. It's just like really sad. Tyler Morton. I wonder if we can buy him. Wonder if he's available to buy. He probably, though, won't want to come to us. But we'll make an offer, but he's going to say, no, we don't want to. Liverpool are, and however, they might reconsider if they're previously. Let's make an offer. So, yeah, I don't know. We got tons of money, but there's no players out there. Can you shed more light? He wanted to leave. There's nothing I can do about it. I fully understand. I'm disappointed as well, but I needed the cash. I'm not going to tell him that, though. So I can't update the squad, can I? Oh, sometimes this game is horrid. Squad. This is just the Premier League squad, isn't it? So I cannot upgrade the... Hey Simon, how you doing? Oh, here we go. We can update the squad. So if I go auto select, it will leave him out. Sia should be in there. Nico Valentine can be in there. '20th of... Oh, let's put him... Oh, we can't put him in there. Okay, that's a pretty decent sized training squad. And we've got Sia back in there now. So... we have flown to China. Liverpool have rejected the 50 million. Did I offer 50 million? He won't want to come anyway. Yeah, I know, but we don't have the money for Leif Davis's salary. It's a bit sad. Yeah, he's not interested. We're not big enough a club for him. He'll be sorry when we reach the Champions League this year. I've got money in my pocket which I can't spend. It's just really weird. I haven't tried the brand new ones, Tweak FM, yet. I'm having trouble installing it, so I don't have actually a lot of time to sit down and do things like that. So I will have to find some time when I'm not tired and try and install it. I think somebody's done a video on how to install it, so I just need to have a look at that, then install it. The one I'm using at the moment is the update, the Korean update of the Chinese one, which is really good. I like it. I think it's a very, very good improvement, but I do want to try the new FM Tweak one as well. I'm not sure I like the idea that you can switch between attacking and defending. I'm not quite sure I like the idea of that. So you play against Liverpool. Wait a minute. I'm going to switch match engines here. But who knows? Do I play this Kinnear not against this Chinese lot? That's for sure. So yeah, the one I'm using at the moment is the Korean update of the original Chinese one. And this is pretty good. We're using it now. I quite like it. I think it works for me. We need to play some players here, don't we? Fink Graf can play. Brandon Williams. Humphreys for Fassini. Juan Lu for Diallo. I'm going to play Sola at right back. Juan Lu, can he play anywhere else? We could put Juan Lu down here. See how he does as the wing back. And then we can put Connor Chaplin in here. And Morstadt in here. Sia is now available, as well as Nico Valentine. So it's a fairly decent team. So I don't want to play him as a poacher. I'm going to play him as an advanced forward. So that can be personalized for him. I don't want him taking fewer risks. Don't want him closing down. Dribbling, no. I think that's probably about right. Okay. No additional instructions. Tianjin. They actually, I played them with the WM system for Newcastle. I'm going to do that. I'm going to... Oh, look at all this. His price has come down. And that would be a coup. But that doesn't solve my midfield problem. I know I'd love to, but I've got problems in midfield and at centre-back, Joe. Yes, Simon, I will try this FM tweak. Neil Huntington, who comes in here, he comes and watches sometimes. He's actually part of the programming team. And he's been telling me to give it a go. I've just had a few problems installing it. I don't quite understand how to do it, but we'll get there. and I will then give it a go. I want to see what it looks like. I've tried this one now. It's good. Let's try another one. Pavon. The good players will start coming out now. There will be good players coming out. Here's a right winger. 11 million. So it might be worth keeping an eye on him. He's 30 years old, but if he's better than Diallo and Juanlu, Atom is coming in. Will he get the work permit, though? Who's this? Another scout. She looks like Helena Costa. We're getting all our scouts are Helena Costa lookalikes. So let's go and beat Tiagen then. They're a tough team, Tiagen. I've played them, as I said, with the Newcastle team. And I think this lot, Tiagen, gave us a good game. It finished like 6-2 in the end, but they gave us a good game. It's got to be said. Ah, there's Neil. If you go onto our Discord, you can just download this. So I don't need to install the manager. Is that what you're saying, Neil? So I just do what I did with the Chinese one, is to replace the match. Because that's easy to do. You just make a copy of the original, put the new match in. Oh, okay, I can do that, Neil. That's no big deal. I thought there were much more complicated installation problems with it. But yeah, I can do that. And in fact, I will try it for sure. I'm going to continue, though, with this one for a little while. If you install the tweak one, make sure to download the updated. Yeah, I will always download the updated one. So let's go and play this game. I'm not going to make any changes to what we did last time. We're just going to play positive. Hi, Callum. How are you doing? I am doing fairly well. If I can get rid of this cold and sore throat and chest, then I'll be exceptional. But doing fairly well at the moment. How are you doing, Callum? Go out there. Yeah, well, we got to say that, haven't we? This is the reserve-ish team, so there are places up for grabs. Guys, go and get one. Let's see how they play today. I expect this Chinese team to give me a game, though. They are very, very good. I'm watching this Echeverry. He looked like a good player last time, but it was only Crawley. This is a little bit more of a test for him. That's just our actual website. The Discord way is easier, plus our Discord. Okay, got to figure out how to get on your Discord. I'll figure it out, Neil. I mean, I'm sure that it's an improvement on this one. I like this one. Oh, we are getting beaten by this Chinese team. I do like this one for a number of reasons. But I'm sure that FM Tweak is an improvement. I've heard it's better. And it is good to see people trying it out as well. There's a lot of people who are either using this one or the FM Tweak one. It's good to see people trying things out. Who is that guy? We are getting beaten by this Chinese team. They even gave my Newcastle team a game. So yeah, you're doing a lot of. I've heard good things about it, Neil. You're doing a great job. I've heard good things about it. I mean, I also want to try the commentary. I believe that has been upgraded. They've updated that, and that's a lot better with the commentary. And I've heard that is quite interesting as well. So I want to try these things out. Just being on YouTube, it just doesn't make it very easy to do this. But hopefully we'll get to try these things out soon. Come on, we need to get back in this game, boys. There we go. Hartel has got it. But I think I need to go to my assistant and say, oh wait, let's sort these boys out. And we'll type mark this DM. We don't know anything about him, but we'll type mark him anyway. FM is the best game in the world. Also the most frustrating game in the world. Callum. Also the most annoying game in the world. But it can make you feel like you are king of the world sometimes. That's the beauty of it. And I think you have to go through horrific pain in order to get to feel the joy of winning the Champions League. You can't have that without pain first. And we're in front. Right, okay, well that's much better. And it's Jianju, isn't it? Who is the issue? What's his name? Liu Xiaoyu. Liu Xiaoyu. Is that geezer? Liu Xiaoyu. So at least we've gone ahead. I've been sacked in one promotion, gone 15 games without a win. Yeah, it's oi, what's going on? We just scored and I didn't see it. 3-1 now. In fact, this Chinese team gave my Newcastle team a better game than this. I thought that they were going to give us a game here. Well, this is my reserve-ish team. They're not bad. I mean, they're not bad, actually. We're just good. I'll play these till 60 minutes and then switch the teams over. Is Salas a good player is the question. Even Connor Chaplin's putting them away. Yeah, I'm actually I feel quite good about doing the FM tweak thing. I'll just have to join the Discord. I just don't know where that link is. It's so easy if all we're doing is switching over the SI. Okay, cheers, mate. Awesome, Neil. Oh, so I might actually use this one for my what's the save I've got coming up? The continuation of Newcastle, and then I'll use the FM tweak, get that installed for this one, for the Ipswich one. So I'll be using them both in the end. It should be kind of cool. It'll give me some idea then of what the difference is between the two. I thought it was brilliant, Callum. I watched it and thought it was absolutely brilliant. It's always nice when the underdog wins. I've always been someone who supports the underdog. And so it is always good when the underdog wins. And they outplayed Liverpool. They simply outplayed them. I just thought it was a brilliant watch. Really good watch. Thoroughly deserved, Callum. Now, this Chinese team are starting to give us a game now. Where are they attacking us? Through the middle. That's about right. We're getting caught on the counter-attack, are we? Yeah, I think the squad size, it just needs 2 more players. And definitely one of them has to be a midfielder. God, that shot was like, it didn't even hit the corner flag. They are definitely giving us a game, though. Let's make some changes now. I should be able to change the whole team. See, oh, my bench is a bit short, and I thought I'd signed that other. Never mind. Fernandez. My bench is a bit short. I wonder why. I'm going to put Diallo on the wing. And then we'll put Brandon Williams on here. Luca up top. Univar for Echevarri. Yeah, I've left a lot of players off the bench there. Not concentrating. Go on, Gould. Go on, Sam. Just need to see this game out now. These Chinese teams are not bad. They do give you a game. We haven't troubled them in the second half. We're actually playing in, as I did with Newcastle, played it in comprehensive highlights. They actually give you a good game. But I was expecting them to beat us today, but we've done okay. But they have had like 13 shots, 6 on target. They've given us a game. In fact, their XG is not far away from our XG. Ryan Gould now is very tired, as is Scott McKenna. So Sola can come in for centre. And Nico Valentine can go on the wing. There's only 5 minutes left. So where is that new signing? Oh, he's not yet come in. We've just made we've just done the contract with him, haven't we? That's all. He's not yet come in. (5-1) now. I'm very surprised that this team have not given us a game here today. Have not scored more. Don't tell me my defence is really good. But we're looking good. We're looking good. Just a couple more players to bring in. Go on, Ahmad. Nice low cross into the box. There it is. Oh, unlucky. Come on then, full time. Well, I think we've beaten them. 21 shots, 10 on target to 14. But they gave us a game. So what's happened to that boy? Oh, Atom, we're waiting on his work permit, aren't we? Will he get a work permit? I think I've got some ESC places. Chadwick, who is he? 19-year-old boy. I don't think so. And Velasco. Oh, we have Velasco has got a contract out as well, hasn't he? He's considering a contract. So we've got 2 players who are not costing us much money at the moment, and we still have 107 mil in the bank. So we got tons of money. Can you see Newcastle kicking on and possibly finishing in the Champions League spot? It's very open, Callum. The Premier League's pretty much done and dusted. Liverpool are going to win it. But Champions League spots, there's probably 2 Champions League spots up for grabs. That's my reading of it. And it could be any one of 6 teams at the moment. There's still 8 games to go, or 9 games to go. So it could be any one of 6 teams. And all they have to do is go on a run of 3 or 4 wins and you get in the Champions League. But that's getting hard to do now. So I think I'm looking forward to the end of the season, to be honest. Okay, guys, that's it for this one. It's we're over 3 hours now we've been going, I think. Is it 4 o'clock? So we've been going for 3 hours. We've done some business. We've brought in a couple of players. Who is it? Okoke. Oh, yeah. But this is not updating because we have brought in a couple of players. Maybe they were last season. Yeah, Echevarri has come in, and we're looking to bring in 2 more as well as Michael Okeke. Let some players go, but I think the squad's looking better, and I think we're getting there. We do need to still strengthen at DM. If we get that Arsenal boy in, that solves that problem as well as the left wing problem, and then we focus on these areas. So I think we're getting there. We might even then pick up a goalkeeper as well. Thanks for coming, boys. Thanks, Joe. And hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow, where we will continue this. I know it's not exciting for you guys at the moment, but it is interesting to go through a transfer window, to do it live, and to risk making mistakes, which is kind of cool. Because you can always make mistakes, and I do sometimes. It's quite nervy doing a transfer window live. Okay, thanks for watching. I will go and have a cup of tea now, think about something to eat, and we'll see you all tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Take care, be safe, see you soon.